What's going on, everybody? I'm sad to let you guys know that the Sixers lost 103-100 to the Hawks. Man, what are you feeling right now, Carm? Let's just talk about it. Let's talk through this thing.
All right, so I'm really let's just keep it honest here. I'm pissed. I'm pretty pissed because the Sixers should have won that game. We should have won that game, went home, closed it out, let Joel get some rest, just been on chill. But no, we let them come back into this game. First and foremost, Korkmaz. Berkheim, Korkmaz. I blame you. No, it's the team, but I do blame him for like a lot of it. When he got in just defensively, he was just off. Like he couldn't keep up with Porter, whatever his name is, Bogdan, whatever. Like he was just every time he was on defense, he played defense. It was like they were just making shots. Like it was obvious. I'd rather have Matisse in and him be missing some shots, making 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5, and defending really well than Korkmaz coming in and making 3. Like I'm fine with it. I'd rather Matisse. Like I'm just like you need to keep him out the rotation if he can't defend because that's how they got back in it. And obviously Joel was hurt. He was 0 for 12. I think he was 0 for 14, 16 by the end of the game in the second half. So that's bad for him. Like Joel, even when he's cold or he's not having the best night, he ain't going 0 for nothing an entire half. And then like that final shot, he missed something I know he would make. He was right there at the rim. And like you mentioned, his eyes was closed. I don't know why the hell his eyes
He had his eyes closed. He was like trying to draw a foul. Like, dude, just go get a bucket. Like, what are you talking about?
Right. He should have just like, you seen him kind of like try to roll, like finger roll. He should have dunked it. Like,
dunked it.
Just your knee hurt, whatever. Just dunk that shit, hang on the rim, and come down. That's all you got to do. Like I was just so disappointed because we were killing them, we were dominating, we were doing what we do, and then Korkmaz with his crap, offensive rebounds, and the Sixers did not get. Not backing out. What's his name? What's his name?
Oh, you talking about the tall dude? With the mohawk gun?
Yeah. What's his name?
I don't know. Jordan. No, he's the post guy. I don't remember his name. It's not important.
Whatever. Either way, he knocked him out. He got some dunks, got everybody hyped, and we just defensively just weren't locked in, especially with Korkmaz. Like something got to go with him. Like I didn't like the rotation of having him starting and the way he played defense. And then at the beginning, we just kind of like getting our bearings. Then we got it, and then we just kind of slept in the defense end. Then Joel was hurt, so then it just kind of like went downhill from there.
I think down the stretch, I think what killed the 76ers, and I haven't said this all year, but I just don't know if Doc fights enough for the guys. Yeah. I just don't know if he I'm okay with him getting attacked. Like I'm okay with that. Like in the end of the game where it gets chippy and guys are getting hit and Embiid's fouling, and you got the other guy that was dunking on everybody. He was down there complaining about calls to the refs, and I'm like, okay, well, if you're gonna make those type of those claims, like that foul at the end was like not really a foul. The one on Trae Young, that wasn't a foul. That's after the play. They getting guys on like elbows and like that got Dwight Howard on like a bad elbow.
That elbow was, first of all, when that happened, the shot clock had expired. So they were already done. And what was happening between them? Oh, this is his name's I forget whatever his name is. He was up there with Dwight and he's like pushing on Dwight with his backside, and Dwight is kind of leaning on him. They're both being stupid and they fell to the ground. Just let it be that. Like, why? Like, if it was me, I just feel like maybe the challenge could have came in. Like, that's bullcrap. That was not a foul. They both were at each other and the shot clock had expired. How are you going to call a foul when the shot clock expired and they both fell to the ground because they both were pushing each other?
Yeah, it's all bad. Like, I don't know if it's like one of the things where I'm thinking a lot of these games are going down to like the refs are taking control of the game. But at the end of the day, Philly had a chance to win it. Like, regardless, they had a chance. Joel closed his eyes or do it, whatever the hell he's doing, looking for a foul. And he just screwed it. Like, honestly, to be 100% honest with you, am I mad about losing? Yes, I am. I'm mad about losing. I don't like to lose, but at the same time, I think this is a wake-up call. I think they thought they had got their stuff together, and they don't. Now it's time to come back to Philly. You have to win in Philly. Like, you cannot, because you're not sure if you're gonna win in Atlanta. So and that's just the nature of the beast now. Now you're playing for a 7-game series because at the end of the day, you don't know what's gonna happen. There's been a lot of talk and speculation about who that was going to start. When they started Korkmaz, I was like, okay, well, after the first 2 missed shots, either Korkmaz is hot or he does nothing for us.
Right.
He's either hot or nothing for us. I think they should have went more to, I think at the end of the game, they should have went more to Harris. That's his moniker. He's hit big shots at the end of the game. So he should have been.
And then Joel being hurt. And Joel obviously having problems with his knee. You know he's not 100%. You know that. You can tell that this whole game he's been off. And yeah, he's our franchise, but at the same time, Tobias, like you said, has proven himself to take those clutch shots against other games. He's taking clutch shots and making them, and he's been fun. Like he's been pretty consistent all game. You know what I mean? Like, so I would not be mad at him for letting Tobias get that last shot because he's our number 2 in terms of offense. You know, so, and his name's John Collins, by the way, the Bull, John Collins.
Don't care about him. Don't never care. And I know I'm probably get a text from Terrence in a little bit, probably talking his crap, but at the same time, these guys, like this is what it's taken to beat the Sixers. It's taken the Sixers to score their lowest average in the playoffs, the entire playoffs. Like if that's what Atlanta is hanging their hat on, is that they're gonna hold them to 100 points again. That's not gonna happen. There's 3 things I didn't like in this game, and I'm gonna try to keep it brief. I didn't like that they didn't leave Shake in. When Shake started getting hot, they pulled him and brought him back for Korkmaz. I don't understand that. Maxey could kind of get going. They pulled him out and put back in. My thing is, if you're having trouble with the starters and the bench is scoring, stay with the bench. Like they don't have to come back in the game because they have to come back in the game. We've alluded to it a couple times. Dylan has mentioned like they don't like the way that he substitutes sometimes, and I don't either. Sometimes I'm like, okay, come on, Doc. Like you don't need to pull those guys out. Sometimes put back in who you need. Ben had a good game. I think he went for a triple-double. I'm not mistaken.
Did he get it? I don't know if he.
Well, I know he had 8. He had 10, 8, and 10, 9. Well, 10, 10, and something. 10, 12, and something. So he had almost a triple-double. So I mean, for anybody that starts talking about Ben need to be traded and all that, like the triple-double is a triple-double. Just because you don't like the way they got the triple-double, you let Russell Westbrook get out of triple-doubles with 10, crazy numbers, but y'all not saying nothing about this guy. Like, what does it matter that he doesn't score? Philly doesn't.
He didn't have a triple-double. He had 11 points, 12 rebounds, 9 assists.
Oh, I'm sorry. So he almost had a triple-double. And that's still a solid. Solid.
I'm not mad at Ben's play tonight. I think Ben played pretty decent at the beginning when we were kind of off. He was being aggressive, and he missed some shots, but I like the aggression of him. I like that he was kind of looking to score. So to me, that's always a welcome sight. And then defensively, obviously, he helped. But here's the thing that I didn't like at one point. I seen Ben, he was on Trey, which he's been most of the game. And I think it was a point, in the first half where he was defending Trey. He got, the screen came. Ben didn't fight over the screen. And then he kind of just like stood there and left Trey kind of open and let him gather himself. And like then he decided to come, like put his arm up after Trey kind of gathered himself and was already about to release. And I'm like, Ben, I understand that like you feel like you're not going to make a difference, but don't let him just stand there and be wide open. It's not like it's like, like John Collins, like it's Trey Young. You need to be up in his face trying to defend no matter what. And then he made the shot. And after that, I think he made like 3 more shots after that. He got a little hot. So I feel like it's just the little things, like the little efforts. Like don't just like say F it and then just let him do it. It's Trey Young. He's the franchise guy. Don't let him get anything easy. You should always be in his face, whether you're late or not. Not saying to foul him, but just like have that effort where you don't just give up on it. You get in his face. Because it's Trey Young. Any kind of disruption could make him be off because the whole night he wasn't even on. And as soon as he made that 3 that Ben let him kind of do, then after that he started making some shots. So it's like everything matters in these playoff games. The Hawks, if you look at their roster, do they match to us? No, they do not. But this is playoff basketball, and this is a series. So, you kind of understand tendencies, matchups, and everything. The coaches kind of get that stuff together because the Hawks defense wasn't even anything tonight, really. We were getting everything, honestly. But it's just like when it came down to it, the effort on defense, offensive rebounds, blocking out, and then Joel being hurt. And then, honestly, I think just flow of it with the substitutions, I just think certain things just were missed. And it just didn't come together when we needed it to because it was kind of, to me, it just felt like a little bit of a lack of an effort in certain aspects. Because it's like, if we know we're a way better team than them and our star players hurt, like, what's up? Like, what's going on? Because we shouldn't be, like, bowing down. Like, Trey wasn't even doing nothing. He wasn't even doing nothing. Yeah, he had, like, 20 points. He had, like, 15 assists or whatever he had. And that's great for the assists, but scoring, he wasn't doing nothing. So it's like, why are we losing to the Hawks?
It's just to me. I mean, I hear you spot on about like 97% of it. Like you're missing the little 3% you're missing is like to me is a big 3% because when you look at the game as a whole and you look at the game is all about runs.
Right.
When they start making a run, we never made any type of any changes. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we went in, we're up 13 going into the half. McMillan made changes. We made no changes. My thing was been like, okay, well, Furquan's not hot. Shake is hot. I'm starting Shake the second half.
Right.
I'm throwing a wrench in whatever little plan that they have because you have to constantly make changes as a coach. Like you can't just go in and be complacent.
Yeah.
Do I think that they still win the series? Yeah, of course. I think they still gonna win the series. I just think that you have to close these games out. Like you have to close these games out because these games matter. Like you don't want to be taking extra 2-3 games when you know Brooklyn and Milwaukee now in a dogfight,
right?
Because they got guys out. Like you don't want to be going 7 games and then both teams are coming off a 7-game series. Then you got to go deal with that juggernaut in the West. If that even comes to that point, you got to go deal with the Suns who are playing really, really well right now. So
and everybody's pretty much, so healthy. CP is playing crazy. Booker's, you know what I mean? Like their whole team is just meshing right now. They're coming together.
Yeah.
So they just beat the Lakers. See what I'm saying? They just beat the Nuggets. Like swept the Nuggets. The MVP of the league is on the Nuggets. They swept them boys like nothing. So the Suns is on a roll. And over here in the East, we can't even beat the Hawks. Like, come on, bro. Like, not trying to take nothing away from the Hawks, but it's like we need to step up. And our next man up mentality needs to be activated. And with Doc, if the flow is flowing, who cares about who is starting on paper?
Yeah.
That nothing. That don't mean shit. What matters is who's producing, who's making shots, who's flowing well, who's meshing. That's what matters. It doesn't matter about who started at the beginning of the game. That's not, where is that written in stone? Like, screw that. If like you said, if Shake is balling, keep Shake in. I'm all about the flow of the game. If the flow is there, then let it rock. And I'm just disappointed. I think that the team, I feel like when it came to the little things, I think we kind of just off the mark. Like just like with John Collins getting all those dunks and all those offensive rebounds, it's kind of like, what are y'all doing? Like y'all letting this one player come in down the hole. There's 4 6s down there, and he's over here getting offensive rebound.
I mean, and that's just what it boils down to. It's about your pride. I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't think they go to Curry enough because Curry will be like, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I think he only missed like 3 shots tonight. Like
he was on tonight. Like he was no, hold on, I got it right here. Curry had 17 points tonight. He was 7 for 10 from the field. So
missed 3 shots.
Yeah. Curry was honestly, I was happy with Curry with his offensive step up. Like he definitely was like knocking down shots. And that last shot, I think that second pump kind of messed him up. I feel like
Shake should have shot the damn ball.
Yeah, that's what I kind of thought too.
Shake should have just came and pulled up. Like there was no reason for Shake to pass the ball out. They wasn't going to gain anything for him passing the ball out to a guy that has a worse shot. And then they almost let the time run out. Yeah. So, like, because they couldn't get a timeout because Doc challenged the play.
Shake would have had like an open kind of like percentage shot. Seth had it was already 2 people by him by that point. So
they were looking for him.
Yeah, so you kind of had to go with the flow, but maybe they're just going with the game plan or whatever. But listen, shoot or shoot, man. So if you miss a Shake, we're going down. No one's gonna knock you for trying. You know what I mean? Because it ain't on you.
Wide open,
right? Like listen. Regardless, we rocking. You already know me and you. We rocking with the Sixers no matter what. But it's just like this stuff is frustrating because we could have closed them out next game.
Yep. You don't want. I'm telling you, you don't want to give nobody. I'm not. And this is what makes me mad about them. You already know Atlanta is streaky, so right. I don't know why in the hell you would give them more opportunities to beat you. Like you just keep playing with fire. Eventually, you're gonna get burned. Like we have to be smarter than that. We have to make better decisions. You got to come out. You got to come out with and honestly, I want to see them trap for 96. The whole floor. Every time they trap, they jump up big. I don't know why we went away from that after it worked for us to bring us back in game 1. We haven't done that since. We need to go back to that. Put Ben on Trae Young full court. If you can't go all game, cool. You have Thibault. You can throw Thibault in there to give him a rest. But the team is run through Trae Young. It's either he's facilitating or he's shooting. So if you stop him, you win, period. You stop his assists, you stop his production, everything matters. And I don't know why they're not pressing the ball up. They have no other primary ball handler other than Trae Young. Right. Like nobody else can bring the ball up. Hell, on the Sixers, they can let Joel Embiid bring the damn ball up. But if the shoes on the other foot, they're not doing it. So they're just being very predictable right now. They kind of got into they didn't make any type of adjustments. And I guess I understand why, but I don't know, man. Furkan really screwed us tonight, man.
I mean, what I'm saying, I'm gonna bite my tongue on this. I'm really missing Danny Green.
Nah, I'm not saying it.
No, I am. I have to.
No.
I feel like if Danny was in, Danny is a more defensively sound player. Yeah, he can be streaky with his shooting, but defensively, Danny sticks to his assignments. Korkmaz, he barely can keep up with anybody with Heater, whatever Korkmaz.
No. Hold on, I can't say that because Danny got torched in game 1.
But by Trae Young, though, that's their superstar. We're talking about him guarding, the 2 or the 3. We're not talking about him guarding Trae Young. We know Ben on him. That's fine. But we're talking about them other guys. Danny is the other guy. So be on the other guys. That's it.
Hell no, you ain't getting no damn invite to this.
Terrence, nope. You gonna be talking that smack, boy.
No, you ain't getting no invite. Keep commenting.
Hi, Terrence. No, but so, yeah, Danny, he can't guard Trae, but I'm sure he can handle Hoarder because Korkmaz can't. He didn't. So what's up? I miss Danny. Danny, come back. We need you. Come back.
Listen, Danny wouldn't help us tonight.
But Korkmaz did not help us either. Korkmaz,
right? He didn't. You're right. I'm not taking either one of them. I think the last shot should have went to Tobias Harris. But that drive to Embiid, you already know he banged up or he looked banged up or something's going on with him, and he said, "I'm on y'all ass." You're not even gonna get no comments in here. I'm about to shut you down. So what I was saying is, when you got these guys and they're making changes, Atlanta, like I said, Atlanta's got to have very good games or something's got to happen. This is the least amount that the Sixers have scored all the playoffs. So it is what it is.
It just sucks because, it's just the Sixers can be a lot better. And honestly, if Joel wasn't hurt, if Joel was healthy, that game would be nothing. The way we were dominating most of the game, that game would have been nothing. But we let them come back. We let them get back into the game just by the little things. The little things matter. And I think you're completely right about Doc, with the lineups and kind of feeling with the game. And honestly, too, getting hyped. Like you said, defending people with the challenge. At once I was like, Doc, you don't use the challenge? When it was 54 seconds left, and then what happened? Something happened. I think it was Joel something, and he didn't use the challenge or just use the challenge. What's up? I don't know. I just feel at certain points, I agree with you. I want Doc to get more passionate. No.
Just take the take. I got a comment in from Dale L. Great addition to the channel. She definitely knows what she's talking about and brings different perspective. Awesome show, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale.
I'm just gonna transition this thing real quick because now we're both Eastern conferences we're both locked up 2-2. Yeah. So there's nobody that's in the league. They're a brand new series. It's a 3-game series now for both sides. How do you see this going for Milwaukee and Brooklyn? It's going to be quick because we're going to try to talk about this tomorrow at some point.
Yeah, true. Okay. So I think with that, I am not surprised that Milwaukee has kind of made a little bit of a surge. Let me just say this. I do not like Giannis. I'm not impressed by him. I'm not really a fan of his game. I feel like he needs to stop. If it was me and I was Coach Budenholzer, whatever his name is, I'd be like, Giannis, I don't think you should take any jump shots going forward. Just go to the rack, do what you do, and that's it. Because them jump shots looking bad. But anyways, I think that now that Kyrie's out and Harden is out, I swear I was like, Harden's going to come back and he's going to be ready to play next game because Kyrie's out. I swear that was going to happen, but it didn't. But I think that now with Kyrie and Harden out, KD obviously is going to have to pick up the whole load and drop 50, like a Tatum situation. He's going to have to drop 50 because Joe Harris didn't show up last game. What's his name? Jeff Green. He played all right last game, but he's just coming off an injury. And I think that the Bucks kind of are locking down defensively more so. They didn't play their best defense, but they kind of did better. And KD can't do everything. So I think that unless KD drops 50 and Giannis and them get it together, then I think the Bucks will win next game. Will they win the series? I don't know about that. But I think next game, the Bucks have a chance to win because it is just KD.
I'm not mad at that. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and take the next side. So I think for the Sixers, oh man, I hate saying this. The Sixers, next game is a must win. The next 2 games are must win. The only way we get up out of this is I see some stuff, Sixers and 6. Yeah, man, I'm loving Sixers and 6. It should be Sixers and 5. You don't want to be, in a dogfight with these guys. You never want to be in a dogfight with nobody. Why don't you just go get the rest? Today, to me personally, if I'm Doc Rivers, today would have been a must-win game. Right. Because you want to come home and you want to win in front of your own fans. You want to be done and getting rest. Rest is important in these series because you know what's happening on the other side. You know that this is a dogfight on the other side of the East because there's been a lot of injuries. And now that series is probably going to end up going the distance. It's probably going to end up going 7 because they get Kyrie back in game 6 or Harden back. It can change the whole complexity of that whole series. So even if Milwaukee gets this one tomorrow and, they get Kyrie back or get Harden back or whatever for the next game, you got to still deal with a two-headed monster. So I don't know, man. I'm going to keep it 100. So 4-20, 0-12 in the second half. Joel is our guy, but we had bad tonight. Missed the game winner. Yeah. I mean, that's it, man.
Joel's hurt. Joel's hurt. He's hurting. And it's obvious. Just like from his effort, from his attitude, you know what I mean? Just how he kind of was carrying himself on the floor. He even told the crowd, like, of course he gets chippy, but he was like, shut the F up. Like, I just feel like he's frustrated. He's annoyed. He's hurt. You know how it is when you have something bothering you? Especially something like a foot or a knee, you're just irked.
Well, with big guys is different. When big guys have foot or leg or knee injuries, they got to carry that. He's got to carry 260 around on a bad wheel. Like it's not that I'm not giving him no pass. So before anybody jump on my head, I'm not giving him a pass. Like him missing the point blank layup because he had his eyes closed, begging for a foul is the problem. Had he just went up and dunked it, we would not be in this position. We would be jubilant. We would be jumping around. We would be saying, okay, let's close it up in 5. I got a comment coming in from Terrence. She said, where is his comments? I don't know where your comments are, Terrence. So just keep commenting.
Man, I can hear him saying, man, where's my comments?
Where my comments at, bro? Like, I know y'all trying to block me. Yeah, but all I'm saying is going forward, let's kind of wrap this up. We're not going to go more than 30 minutes. Going forward, then what we should be looking for is the adjustments that Doc Rivers makes. If Doc Rivers makes the proper adjustments, then we could be fine. If he does not, and Nate McMillan somehow does some type of pairing, because now he's figured out the big lineup does work, we might be in some type of weird trouble. And I don't know what we will do, because if they start playing that big lineup, which that's how they got back in the game, that bigger lineup started crashing the boards. Yeah. And Joel couldn't fend off everybody. And that means Ben's got to go down and definitely help rebound. Like, you can't be trying to get back. And we got some more. Tan said, shout out to Nate. Hey, man, I like Nate McMillan. I like Nate McMillan, man. I'm big on him. I'm big on all African-American coaches getting a shot. And this is a prime example. I went into this game thinking they had no chance. And I'm going to be 100. I know everybody did. Everybody was talking about it earlier. I ain't talked to Terrence about it, but a lot of people was talking about them not really having a chance.
But again, if Joel wasn't hurt, we would have had this game, period.
But how does it change like that? What I'm saying is, how can we? No, I'm saying like with him, it's like he just had 40.
But here's the thing: you don't know what happened on the floor. Maybe he tweaked it, or maybe whatever happened. Like, I feel like maybe it just started to irritate him. And regardless of what he did the night before, today's a new day and a new game, and he's feeling it now.
So do you think is he game by game now? Would it surprise you if we get a ticker announcement from ESPN that he's out for game 4?
I wouldn't be surprised. But here's the thing: I think next game, I think Doc has to really be really kind of wake up and think about time management on Joel on the terms of break up truly his playing time, not rest him with a minute or so left in the first and then start him in the mid second, really have him breaking down when he's going to come in and out and strategic, because if he's going to be he's going to be in spurts, then he needs to be in when it really matters. In that fourth quarter, who always wins in the fourth quarter? Whoever goes on the run in the fourth, that's who wins the game usually, unless you got a big behind lead. So Doc needs to think about that and think about, all right, so when is Joel going to be the most effective for us? When are we going to need him the most? So I think that's something that needs to be talked about, because I do think that it should be. I think it's going to be game to game, because no matter what isn't talked about or released, if you just saw his face and his whole demeanor, he looked tired and he just looked like he was in pain.
He didn't get no blip. He got no rest. He didn't. Joel normally is kind of he kind of thrives on that energy that was in Atlanta tonight, and he just didn't thrive in it. So
he was hurt because he was hurt. You know what I'm saying? He's in pain. He's not oh yeah, I love it. He's oh my God, I'm in pain. Shut up. You know what I mean? So regardless of whatever, this has to be addressed, because he's our superstar. And if he's going to be hurt, if he's going to be hurt as he is, someone else, the team, what's up? What are we doing? Who's stepping up? Tobias needs to be that guy.
I mean, I'm not saying, okay, so I'm going to say this, and this is my last comment, I promise. I'm done. I'll say the rest of it for tomorrow. If Ben is going to be aggressive in the beginning of the game, I want him to be aggressive in the latter part of the game as well.
Yeah.
I think he shies away because he thinks they'll just foul him.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the game, you're not just taking fouls on because you don't want to get in foul trouble. But at the end of the game, nobody's going to just foul him unnecessary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Here we go. He says, "Can we talk about the fouls by Embiid and Simmons, dirty players, man? Man,
What?
get off of here. Like, you know what? You know,
Yeah.
Terrence, I'm going to get Terrence a wooden spoon for Christmas. So, like, so he can stir the pot. So I want to get him a good one, like a long handle, like with a.
What are you talking about? That foul on John Collins? That was just a hard playoff foul. Like you're not gonna dunk him.
And he went and check on Buddy. Like he was like, "Oh, yo, my bad." Like,
right.
Get out of here.
He didn't even be malicious. And Joel, I don't even know what you're talking about. That's how insignificant it is. Like I don't even know what you're talking about.
Listen, you know what I realized about Terrence, and this is on Terrence is our other co-host. We didn't invite him on this show for this very reason. It wouldn't have been a good situation. We've been on here arguing with him, but he was not invited to the cookout because of his hate for the Sixers. And I get it. If my team was the Wizards and they weren't very good, I would hate anybody that played against them too. I mean, I'm just being honest. I know your team is trash. They're just little buns. So I get it.
But they in Cabo, don't be mad.
Yeah, they hanging out. They going fishing. All I'm saying is, man, if you just want to jump on the bandwagon, I told you, man, we'll go ahead and send you them shirts out. We'll get you a nice little Philly. We'll send it with a cheesesteak. Matter of fact, we'll wrap it up and vacuum seal for you. So you'll be good and fresh when you get it. But yeah, like that was it. You have anything you want to put out before we get off here?
No, I mean, I'm excited to see the next game. I hope that Doc makes proper adjustments. I hope Joel gets some rest. And then if he's still kind of how he was tonight, that, that time management thing gets figured out. And the rest of the team got to just step up for the little things. And I think we can get this, regardless if Joel plays or not. If we can step up for the little things, I think we got this.
And yeah, Terrence, you will be back Thursday. But shout out, just kind of throwing this out there. Our new show starts tomorrow. Finally off the bench. Terrence isn't actually on that show because it's our second show of the week. So he knows that he's not on that show. But we'll be talking heavy Sixer, heavy playoff, everything you guys need. We're on a different network for that. We're on a Found Creative Network. We'll have links in the bios from both of us. As far as that show goes, it is a only in studio show. So that's why that show is that way.
And also, I changed my Instagram name, so now I'm so__ Carm. I used to be Yo Soy Carm, but now I'm so Carm, so _ Carm. So check me out and check out our show, UFO, of course. So we're excited, and go Sixers still. Don't get it.
Still go Sixers, and Terrence is if you want to at him is at TCrowMart because I know it's gonna catch a lot of Sixer hate. So you guys send him all the hate mail you want. That's on Instagram. Yeah, man. Until next time, we'll talk to y'all. Deuces.
Later.